Jackson's black Escalade slips through the gates at his rented mansion near Beverly Hills. He has just finished a full run-through for his concert, This Is It. Exhilarated and exhausted, his trip to London just 8 days away. In his second-floor bedroom, the heat is on high, and there's a fire in the fireplace. Despite the warm weather, he is freezing cold. His personal physician, cardiologist Dr. Conrad Murray, is by his bedside, as he is every night, to help him go to sleep.
That drug was supposed to make him relax and sleep. He didn't wake up.
It wasn't just one drug. A cocktail of drugs were found in Jackson's body. 1:30 a.m., Dr. Murray gives Jackson a 10-milligram tablet of Valium. 2 a.m., he injects Jackson with 2 milligrams of the sedative Ativan. Still no sleep. Around 3 a.m., another injection, 2 milligrams of Versed. 5 a.m., more Ativan. Jackson is still awake. As the sun rises, he repeatedly begs for his milk, a milky white anesthetic called propofol. But Dr. Murray, who says he's trying to wean Jackson off the drug, says he refuses. 7:30 a.m., 2 more milligrams of Versed. Still no sleep. 10:40 a.m., the doctor finally gives in to Jackson's demands. He says he puts half the usual dose, 25 milligrams of propofol, into his IV. Within seconds, the king of pop is finally sound asleep.
Giving this man propofol every night for 6 weeks. It's like playing Russian roulette by putting 6 bullets into 6 chambers of the gun and pulling the trigger.
10:50 a.m. Police say Murray tells them he goes to the bathroom, and when he returns 2 minutes later, Jackson has stopped breathing. But Dr. Murray's attorney, Ed Chernoff, says the police got the time wrong. 11:51 a.m. Cell phone records show that Murray makes a phone call to a friend in Houston. A few minutes into the call, Dr. Murray reportedly drops the phone and can be heard giving CPR.
Doctor rushed over to him, felt his body to see if he was warm. He was. Looked for a pulse, found a weak pulse, and started performing CPR. While he's trying to perform CPR, he's also trying to call 911.
Chernoff says Murray couldn't call 911 because he didn't know the address of the house. 12:12 p.m. Murray sounds the alarm, calling Jackson's personal assistant saying, "Call me right away." Then he runs down the stairs to get help.
I felt that there was some type of a panic, an urgency.
Chef Kai Chase is making lunch in the kitchen, and you heard Dr. Murray calling for Prince.
Children started crying, and the doctor asked for help. That's when I realized something was not right.
12:17 p.m. Security guard Alberto Alvarez runs upstairs to Jackson's bedroom.
He observed Michael Jackson on the bed, lying on his back, with his arms extended outward from the body. His eyes and mouth were open.
Associated Press reporter Tom Watkins exclusively obtained Alvarez's official statement to police, a minute-by-minute account of the crisis as it unfolded.
Dr. Murray was performing CPR on Michael with one hand. At this point, Paris and Prince walked into the bedroom, and Alberto escorted them out.
Sobbing, the children run back downstairs into Kai Chase's waiting arms.
We stood in a circle and we held hands together. And, we're crying because we don't know. And you feel helpless.
Upon returning to the bedroom, Alberto asked Dr. Murray, "What happened?" Dr. Murray replied, "He had a bad reaction. He had a bad reaction."
Alvarez says while Dr. Murray is performing CPR on the bed with one hand, he hands him vials of medicine with the other. Alvarez says Murray instructs him to put them in a bag. Then he points to the propofol.
Dr. Murray then told Alberto to remove one of the IV bags and place it into the blue bag. Alberto stated that the IV bag contained a white substance. 12:21 p.m. Only after that, Alvarez says, does Dr. Murray tell him to call 911.
What is the emergency?
We have a gentleman here that needs help, and he's not breathing.
He's unconscious, he's not breathing?
Yes, he's not breathing, sir.
Alvarez says he sees no sign of life, but Dr. Murray directs him to compress Jackson's chest while he attempts mouth-to-mouth. Then, According to Alvarez's statement, a stunning confession.
Dr. Murray then stated to Alberto that this was the first time he ever performed CPR.
12:27 p.m. Within minutes, an ambulance and fire truck arrive. ABC paid to license this footage from Ben Evenstad, who runs National Photo Group.
The photographer looked inside and saw on the call screen 50-year-old male not breathing. That we thought, okay, this is probably Michael.
The paramedics are in the house for 42 minutes.
Dr. Murray was the senior medical person there, and he had the authority to say, I want him taken to the hospital. But the paramedic said, he's dead.
This is Michael Jackson's estate, everyone.
Outside, a busload of tourists, oblivious to the life and death drama unfolding inside.
The bodyguards looked very tense. Something was wrong.
Shortly after 1 p.m., the ambulance begins to move.
So as it was backing out, I told the photographer, put the camera up against the window and get the shot, and that's what he did. It is the most valuable paparazzi photo ever taken.
The ambulance races to the hospital, followed by the children in one Escalade, the bodyguards in another. At the hospital, the bodyguards who protected Jackson in life lash out at those who would intrude upon his privacy in death.
Please, no. What is this big, man?
Michael Jackson is in a coma.
I was at my house in New York, and I get a call. So your brother's been taken to the hospital. It's on CNN right now. Suffered from cardiac arrest and is now in a coma at the UCLA Medical Center. I just couldn't believe it. It just didn't ring true to me.
But there was no going back. At the hospital, Jackson's former manager, Frank DeLeo, tells Michael's children their father is gone.
When I came in, I'm sure they just saw it on my face, and they said, say it's not true, and I just said, I'm sorry, but, this has happened.
Hundreds gather outside UCLA Medical Center as word spreads. The king of pop is dead. 6:45 p.m. Jackson's body is transported by helicopter to the coroner's office for what will be one of the most intense death investigations Hollywood has ever seen. At the center of it all, one question. How did Michael Jackson die? Is Dr. Conrad Murray guilty of killing him? Or did the king of pop kill himself?
It wasn't an accident. He was murdered.
That's next. He is the man at the center of the Michael Jackson case, charged with involuntary manslaughter for giving the king of pop a fatal dose of a powerful anesthetic called propofol.
Michael probably been dead a long time before they started taking him to the hospital. That's what made me believe something was wrong.
I want justice. They've taken a life away from us.
At the hospital, police say Dr. Murray doesn't tell emergency room doctors that he gave Jackson propofol. He then leaves the hospital against the objections of investigating officers after refusing to sign the death certificate. His car, parked at Michael Jackson's home, is impounded. Days later, when he finally surfaces and speaks to police, Murray admits for the first time that he gave propofol to Jackson the day he died. But Murray's attorney, Ed Chernoff, says it didn't kill him.
The way he died would not be explained by the medicines that the doctor had prescribed.
But as detectives fan out to search the doctor's offices and pharmacies in Las Vegas and Houston, Dr. Murray goes from personal physician to prime suspect. Authorities link receipts for bottles of propofol he ordered from this pharmacy in Vegas to the bottles found in Jackson's bedroom when he died.
I just thought, my God, who is this guy? And I thought, he must have been this fringe doctor. Turns out he has a practice where these patients love him. And it was almost like, will the real Conrad Murray please stand?
The real Conrad Murray couldn't pay his bills. He had dozens of liens against him, including claims for unpaid child support. So when the concert promoter AEG offered him $150,000 a month to be Michael Jackson's personal physician for his comeback concert, Dr. Murray jumped at the chance. So how did Dr. Conrad Murray become Jackson's live-in concierge physician? a member of his inner circle. They met in Las Vegas in 2006. Jackson was living here when Dr. Murray made his first house call.
He came with good references.
These three bodyguards who protected Jackson for 2 years and are writing a book called In Defense of the King were there when Murray and Jackson first met.
When Murray first came into the picture, he came in for the kids, didn't he?
Correct. The kids had colds, and we couldn't just take Mr. Jackson's kids to a hospital.
So how often would Dr. Murray be brought in?
He might come through maybe once or twice a month just to see how everybody's doing.
He was more like a family doctor.
But over time, they say, Dr. Murray became Michael Jackson's trusted physician and friend, the last person they'd expect to be implicated in his death. When Dr. Murray's name came up, you weren't like,
right,
that's the guy.
No,
guilty.
not at all. No. Dr. Murray looked like he didn't do anything wrong.
Like he just wanted to help.
And what would help Jackson sleep so he could dance the next day was, in fact, what killed him.
The question really becomes, what did AEG know about Michael Jackson's condition?
Charles Peckham is Dr. Murray's civil attorney. He says his client is not to blame.
In the contract with AEG,
yes,
it says that they will provide Dr. Murray with a CPR machine, saline, needles, a gurney, and other medical equipment.
I will tell you that Dr. Murray was supposed to have been provided a great deal of medical equipment and also a nurse, and that they weren't provided by AEG. They should have been, but they weren't.
In fact, the contract with Murray, dated the day before Jackson died, was never signed. Earlier today, AEG released the following statement to ABC News. The medical supplies in question were requested by Dr. Murray for use specifically in London in the event an unexpected need arose. When asked why these supplies were needed, Dr. Murray said that Michael Jackson was in excellent health, but an artist of his stature should have this equipment on hand when engaging in this type of performance. Dr. Murray did not ask for these items for use in Los Angeles.
If the equipment were at his house to preserve his life, Michael Jackson could have been saved.
On behalf of Michael's father, Joe Jackson, Brian Oxman has filed a wrongful death suit against Dr. Murray and a complaint against AEG with the California Medical Board.
I think that Dr. Murray bears responsibility, but I don't think that his is the only responsibility here.
The autopsy report states the cause of death as acute propofol intoxication, similar to what would be given for major surgery. But remember, Dr. Murray says he only gave Jackson a small dose, 25 milligrams.
There were only two people in the room, Michael Jackson and Conrad Murray. So Conrad Murray's fate seems to lie in the theory that Michael Jackson gave himself the fatal dose.
And that will probably be the defense strategy later this year when Murray goes on trial. The question is, will it be enough to create reasonable doubt?
I have done all I could do. I told the truth, and I have faith the truth will prevail.
For now, Dr. Murray is laying low with an occasional photo op, like this one at Michael Jackson's grave. He says he lost not only a patient, but a friend.